Good morning, my beautiful Recovered on Purpose family. Thank you so much for being here for this week's episode of Bringing the Word Wednesday. And today we're talking about parcels of eternal wisdom and perspectives to live by. And we're talking about choosing the counsel and the people that you follow and the leaders that you have in front of you well, and taking time to pause, reflect, and listen and hear God, and then walking in integrity. We're going to be reading out of Proverbs. I love you guys. Enjoy the show and keep living Recovered on Purpose.
The black represents the darkness from which we came. The white represents the light in which we now live. And the red represents the passion it takes to live Recovered on Purpose.
Good morning, everybody. It is great to see you. Oh, it is so great to see you. And I'm excited about this show. We are actually reading out of I don't want to say my favorite, but it's the book that I read the most out of the Bible. I read this every single day. The book of Proverbs is it's so practical. It's so followable. And I've noticed in so many different aspects of life, like walking through the day, where little parcels of wisdom that I learned in this book just come up. They come up right away, and they make it so that I can make decisions on the spot correctly, and they correct me through the day. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Love this so much. What's up, Michelle? Hi, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And the first, we're going to open up with something, and this is Proverbs 23, 18 through 19. And this is just kind of to get into what we're doing here. Because again, we're going to be talking about choosing the counsel that you follow, taking time to pause, reflect, and listen to God, and then walking in integrity and the blessings that come from all of these things, okay? So, your future is bright and filled with a living hope that will never fade away. As you listen to me, my beloved child, you will grow in wisdom, and your heart will be drawn into understanding, which will empower you to make right decisions. And that's kind of the whole point of wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge rightly applied. So learning something that we actually are able to bring into our day, we're able to, make the right decision here because we know something. It's not just knowledge isn't the power. Wisdom is the power. Knowledge, understanding how to apply that knowledge to life is where wisdom truly comes in. So first, we're going to cover the choosing counsel and those that you follow. And this is something that I took deep into my heart a while ago. Not just in recovery, even before recovery, I made sure that people that I listened to, people that I allowed to feed wisdom to me, are actually coming from a place that I want to go. Like, I'm not going to listen to somebody about financial advice who is broke. Why would you listen to somebody that has, bad credit, no money, telling you how to build your financial future? So first, we're going to 2:11. If you choose to follow good counsel, divine design will watch over you, and understanding will protect you from making poor choices. So when we are listening to these people, we're listening to the people that we follow and that we know are good leaders for us, right? When we pick that good sponsor, when we pick that good mentor, that good coach that's going to help us go where we want to go, when we listen to them and we allow that wisdom in, we actually are able to make right decisions, almost like we're reading from Proverbs from them. In the moment, they're teaching us the right path to go down. Now, this is 20 through 21. Follow those who follow wisdom and stay on the right path. For all my godly lovers will enjoy life to the fullest and will inherit their destinies. So as we are following God, we actually are called to follow wise counsel also. We're called to get counsel around us, get mentors around us, get those people around us that can help us grow into relationship with him better, grow into that call that he has for us better. And these two are put right together. And it says that we will inherit our destinies by following God and the people that are following God. the people that are already to a place where we want to go. And we listen to them, we follow them, and we build that relationship with them and with God, and it helps take us to our destinies. It's amazing. And this doesn't mean you're like necessarily judging people in order to listen to them, but it also like you kind of do. You have to judge a tree by the fruit it bears. If you are, if you're looking to do something with your life, if you're looking to go on a health journey, let's say, why would you listen to somebody that is completely unhealthy? Like, would you listen to somebody that smokes cigarettes on how to quit smoking cigarettes? Would you listen to somebody that is extremely overweight on how to lose weight? It's just common sense. And when we are looking for the people to take us to the place that we want to go, we want to make sure that they already are there. They've been where we're at now and that they are where we want to go. This is 1522. Your plans will fall apart right in front of you if you fail to get good advice. But if you first seek out multiple counselors, you'll watch your plan succeed. This is really, really applicable. This is really applicable. When you have plans, when you have goals, when you have something that you want to do with your life, first, talk to God, give it to God, and then seek people that have already done it and ask their advice. Say what you want with your life. Say the goals and the things that you're going after with your life, and listen to the advice that they give you. That's kind of the point. You want to find the people that are already there and then listen to them about how to get there. And this is all stuff like, you guys, I read the proverb of the day every single day. Every single day. I have no idea how many times I've read the book of Proverbs at this point. And it's gotten to a point now where this kind of stuff, it literally just comes out in the moment during the day. And I recommend, this is a really, really powerful book to read on a regular basis. And sometimes it'll just like, something will just hit you right in the face. Like, that's what I needed today. That's how I need to act today. Okay. Now we're at 24:6. Oh, this is a good one. Wise strategy is necessary to wage war. And with many astute advisors, you'll see the path to victory more clearly. So again, it's all about, if you're, and we look at war kind of as a metaphor. In this book, he's literally talking to kings. Like, he's talking to the kings and his sons and things to know how to reign as a king, right? And they have to go to war. And in order to go to war, you don't just want to listen to yourself like, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, because we have blind spots. We have blind spots in our plan. And when we have advisors that can see, over here, the place that we weren't able to see, hey, what if we tried that out? Maybe that'll take us there quicker. And what I've seen is, with a mentor who has already gone where we want to go, the path that we want to take to get there could take us 5 years. With the right mentor, it could take 6 months. Literally, with the right mentor that gives you the right path to take, it happens way quicker and way better. I'm going to church for the first time in 10 years. Let's go, Michelle. Amen. Amen. My fear I have to get over is walking in by myself, not knowing anyone. You know the Spirit, Jesus. Just walk in there and say what's up. And even like for a little while, don't feel bad about sitting in the back and just listening. It's okay to do that also. And then when you get comfortable, say hi to someone. Or if you're comfortable right when you walk in, go over to where they make coffee. If it's your first time back to church in a while, go to where they make coffee, grab some coffee, and just say hi to someone. Hey, this is my first time back to church in 10 years. At the right church, the right person is going to be put in your path. Like, just say hi and say, this is your first time back. What I've found is that people love to help and love to welcome people that are coming back, especially like in the recovery community. Anyone in here that's in a 12-step fellowship, when the first timer comes in, we're all like, hey dude, what's up? Welcome. Let's go. Welcome. Take a white one And here's all the wisdom we have for today. What's up, Wes? Good morning. My sponsor has 10 years and he gives me guidance every day. So thankful for him. Amen, Wes. Amen. A sponsor is a huge, huge um, place of wisdom. And it's really important to find the right one, too. I've seen people, it's kind of like picking your spouse or your partner. You got to pick the right one. You got to make sure that it is the right person that can take you where you want to go in your recovery, right? All right, now I've got a couple Proverbs here that are about, now we've talked about finding the wise counsel, like the human form of wise counsel, right? Now we're going to talk about the time to reflect and listen to the Spirit, listen to God, what that will actually look like. So first one we're going to is 834. 834. If you wait at wisdom's doorway, longing to hear a word for every day, joy will break forth within you as you listen to what I'll say. So literally just like every day, and it talks about this a lot in the 12 steps about, you know, pausing in the morning, you know, that reflection in the morning, just thinking about the day ahead of us, thinking about the plans we have for the day, thinking about the people that we're going to interact with today, the meetings we have today, the things that we're doing today. And when we really hear that voice of God, when we sit and reflect and we allow him to come into our plans for the day, this says that joy will break out within us when we actually hear what he has for us for the day. And it happens. I know that all of you have experienced this when you just like you really get that breakthrough knowledge. You get that breakthrough where you just hear the Spirit tell you, this is what we're doing. And it's joyful because you're like, all right, well, I've got this like crazy amount of confidence now because God told me to do this. And there's nothing anybody can do, you know, because God told me to do this. And if we practice this on a regular basis and we let him into our mornings, let him into the plans for the day, we get to know that voice more and more and more. The more we allow God's voice into our life, the more we're going to recognize it over all the other voices. And that's an important part of life. Like we have to be able to discern between the voice of addiction and the voice of God, and then all the other voices that we have in our head, like ourself or the people around us, or you know, the people from the past, and all these different voices that are happening from our life. And discerning that from the voice of God is how we find success, joy, freedom, all that. And I've gotten to a point now where like God's voice is so clear and different than all the other ones. It's just so obvious, you know? And a really, really good way to discern it is to give God some space. Give him some space, give him some breath, and just listen for his voice so that you can get to know it. Tell him that you want to get to know his voice. Tell him you want to get to know him better. Okay. The next one, 16:3. 16:3. Before you do anything, put your trust totally in God and not in yourself. Then every plan you make will succeed. Every plan you make will succeed. And the cool thing is that's a promise. That is a promise from God. That if we do that practice where we sit and we listen for him in the morning, we listen for him, invite him into the plans for the day, and we allow him to come in and tell us direction and tell us correction, and we listen to that, every plan we make will succeed because he's the one that we're allowing in to help us make those plans. How cool is that? That is super, super legit. I do the 3 P's every morning: pause, pray, proceed. I love it. Love the 3 P's. Love the 3 P's. All right, now we're going to talk about walking in integrity. And integrity is being whole and complete with yourself, knowing that the step that you're taking is the best one for you, right? This is the one that you know that you don't have to think about. You're not doing anything wrong. If your mom saw you, you'd be good with it. And when God sees you, you're totally good with it. Walking in integrity is walking in wholeness and completeness with yourself, with confidence and security that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That's walking in integrity. And that's what we're talking about here. So, first one is 3:3. Hold on to loyal love and don't let go, and be faithful to all that you've been taught. Let your life be shaped by integrity with truth written upon your heart. So all that you've been taught, hold on to the loyal love that you've been shown, right? We've gotten to this place now where we were struggling in our addiction, right? I was at a place where I didn't think anybody or anyone and anything could possibly love who I had become. And then when I had this breakthrough and I had this freedom that showed up in my life, you know, the love and the overwhelming sense of value and purpose and love that I had come over me, like I have to share that with other people. And that's how I keep it. And hold on to it. Hold on to that love that you've really experienced. And that's a part of integrity. That's a part of walking whole and complete with yourself, because we experienced that in our recovery. In our early recovery, we experienced this freedom, right? And we came over here. And to walk fully and completely in integrity, whole and complete with ourselves, with what we experienced, we have to walk as if we experienced that. And we have to walk as someone that is proving that we experienced this. And in order to do that, a huge part of that is sharing it with others. That's a huge part of walking in integrity in recovery, sharing recovery with others, helping others find recovery, helping the one out there suffering, and especially like just doing it for free and for fun, doing it for fun, helping people for fun, right? Because it is fun. What is more fun as an addict in recovery than watching someone else recover in front of you? I haven't found it. I haven't found it. All right, hopping over to 10:9. This is a good one. The one who walks in integrity will experience a fearless confidence in life, but the one who is devious will eventually be exposed. So when we are walking whole and complete with ourselves, we're walking in integrity, we're walking as if our mom is watching, as if there's a camera on us all the time that is going to be shown to everybody. We're walking like that. Every choice we make, we're making it from a place in our heart where we know this is the right choice, and we're not doing something like we're trying to hide it from people. When we walk like that, we can walk with our chest up. We can walk with our chin up. We don't have to worry about what anybody says, because the only thing that they can say negative about us is a lie. It's a lie, because we're not out harming people. We're out doing good. We're out loving on people. We're out serving people. They can't look in our messenger box and see us doing anything in there nefarious, right? Like that's something that I have taken extremely I've taken responsibility for Recovered on Purpose and for what we're doing here to the deepest level of it, right? Like there's been a lot of things that have come at me at Recovered on Purpose into the messenger box, whether it be hate or whether it be, females that are in early recovery, different things like that. And I have a huge confidence. Like there is nothing anybody could ever say I have ever done to our community that is not from love and a place of just love and service and things like that. And that's why, I'm so confident in where we're going, because this is something that we need. And the recovery community coming together and helping people out there is something that is so needed. And, there's a lot of people doing it wrong. There's a lot of people doing it wrong, doing it for ulterior motives. And, the one who is who is devious will eventually be exposed. And there's a lot of people that have been exposed in this community, and more that will be exposed in the coming future, that are just not doing things right behind the scenes. And it's a really different kind of confidence to know that there could be a camera right there all day, right there. And there could be one right behind me all day. and I would not worry about anything, anything going on. And when we're walking like that, and I recommend like you can start looking at life like that. Like, what if there was a camera behind me right now and all the future sponsees that I have are going to be watching it, right? All the future sponsees I have are going to be watching it. Imagine how well you could walk and what kind of confidence you could walk in as if somebody is always watching, and I love acting like that because eventually it's very possible. It's very possible. And in reality, God always is watching. God is always watching, and he's the audience we should be thinking of. One of my affirmations is I have an audience of one. I have an audience of one. And that means that God is the one watching me. Everything that I'm doing is ultimately to please him. Because I know that I can't do everything to please other people. I can't please everybody. I can't make everybody happy. Not everybody's going to believe in the work that we're doing. Not everybody's going to believe about the intentions behind it and the motives behind it. But in reality, I can walk confidently because I know and God knows and the people that are supposed to know. And it's a beautiful place to come from. So I love this proverb. Love this one very, very, very much. All right, hopping over to right here, 11:1. Okay, so this is really, really good. And this goes for the recovery community like heavy, 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 heavy. Okay. To set high standards for someone else and then not live up to them yourself is something that God truly hates. But it pleases him when we apply the right standards of measurement. So this means that, when we're sponsoring somebody, and a lot of times, this has happened to me in early sponsorship days. When I was sponsoring someone, I was sitting across from them and giving advice and things. And I was like, ooh, that advice was for me. I need to take that advice right now. And the beautiful thing is, as long as we listen to it as it comes out, because you guys all know this, when we're having a sponsor meeting, usually all the words coming out are God. So it's kind of just God telling it to both of us. But as we tell them this advice and we notice, oh, that's advice for me too, we need to be following that immediately. As soon as we hear it come out of our voice and come out of our mouth, and God is telling us to do that as well, we need to immediately start doing it in that moment, because then we're all of a sudden holding a standard to our sponsee that we need to be living up to ourselves. Because there's also this spiritual bond between sponsee, where if we're not doing the things that we're telling them to do, they actually won't have that spiritual impartation to do it themselves, that power released to them to do it themselves. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. What's up, Opal? Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Amen. Melanie, good to see you. Great to see you. Amen. 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 All right, we are hopping over to the closing passage. And this one is awesome. This is like so this goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And sometimes I'll only read the positives just to feed my soul, just to like really get me up and going, right? But I'm going to read both. I'm going to read the whole thing. This is Proverbs 12:2-12. If your heart is right, favor flows from the Lord, but a devious heart invites his condemnation. You can't expect success by doing what's wrong, but the lives of his lovers are deeply rooted and firmly planted. The integrity and strength of a virtuous wife transforms her husband into an honored king. But the wife who disgraces her husband weakens the strength of his identity. The lovers of God are filled with good ideas that are noble and pure, but the schemes of the sinner are crammed with nothing but lies. Ooh, and I actually just had a revelation on this that I've never had on this proverb. So on this one about the virtuous wife. The integrity and strength of a virtuous wife transforms her husband into an honored king, but the wife who disgraces her husband weakens the strength of his identity. And what I just heard is that this isn't just talking about a wife like like a female in the world marrying a man in the world. This is legitimately talking about the wife as, the bride of Christ being the church, all of us together, and then Christ being the husband. So, us as a group, as a community of people that are living here and representing the king, when we are disgraceful, when we're not walking in the way that we're supposed to walk as followers of Jesus, we are weakening the strength of his identity. And I just heard that, and that was like heavy on me. I was like, ooh, I needed to share that. So walking in integrity is way deeper than any of us can even imagine. When we are walking in a place where we are right with God, we're in a place where we are walking and talking and knowing that this step is right and this step is right. We are strengthening his identity, because that means that we're going to be walking as a light and helping people out there that are suffering, because that's how he would have us walk. That's his will. So I would just take that on, that we are the representation of God. We are the representation of recovery. We are that person that is going to be the identity of what recovery is to someone out there that we're trying to tell recovery is possible. You should come to recovery, attract them to recovery, right? The wicked use their words to ambush and accuse, but the lovers of God speak to defend and protect. The wicked are taken out, gone for good, but the godly families shall live on. Everyone admires a man of principles, but the one with a corrupt heart is despised. Just be who you are and work hard for a living, for that's better than pretending to be important and starving to death. A good man takes care of the needs of his pets, while even the kindest acts of a wicked man are still cruel. Work hard at your job and you'll have what you need. Following a get-rich-quick scheme is nothing but a fantasy. The cravings of the wicked are only for what is evil, but righteousness is the core motivation for the lovers of God, and it keeps them content and flourishing. And flourishing. We are flourishing when we're walking in integrity. I love you all so much. Guys, if you haven't seen, we're building the website. The website is going to launch in about 3 months for the comprehensive guide. But we do have resources now in all 50 states for addicts and alcoholics that do not have private insurance or money or financial resources for treatment, things like that. So if anybody out there is struggling right now and you're looking to get clean, or if anybody out there has somebody that needs to be connected with different resources, that needs, even if they don't have Medicaid, we can help them apply. We can help them do all of that stuff if they need. Or in some states, literally, like, they do it all for you. Like, found out in North Carolina, there's these 6 hotlines that you literally call and they just do everything for you. They'll come pick you up in a ambulance, and then they'll get Medicaid for you, and then it back pays for 60 days or whatever to take care of it. So different states are doing it really, really well, and we've been navigating it. So if anybody out there needs help, message this page. Okay. Love you all very, very, very much. Good to see you, Renee. Amen. You are welcome. Love you. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep living recovered on purpose.